What's going on, my good people? It's your boy Jay Fry. Today we're outside in my small backyard garden where we're going to talk about a little July refresh and prep. So hang out with your boy for a minute and check it out. Alright, so it's July here in Texas Zone 8B, and right now it's not the easiest time to plant everything, but at the same time we don't want to leave our raised beds empty. So today I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm planning to plant, some of the things I'm experimenting with, and how I plan on keeping this garden moving even with this heat. So the main things we're looking at today are some of the things I've already planted, and I may add a couple of more things depending on the space that I may have left over, but the goal for today is to plan and prep and get ready for another round. All right, so one of the first things in the garden I want to prepare to take care of are our tomato plants. So I have like a total of 12 tomato plants in the garden, and half of them are doing pretty good and the other half are not, but at the same time I do want to get ready for another round, and plus I'm gonna go ahead and harvest as much as I can today, probably after the video, because I've seen some damage to a couple of the tomatoes already. And then plus let me go ahead and show you guys how I'm going to take the cuttings. I'm only going to take them from two of the tomato plants that I'm growing right now. It's going to be from the black strawberry and the queen of the night, and then my experiment is I'm going to start a couple of more tomato plants from seed just to see how that's going to work out. And mostly the tomato plants, when I read them, they're like 70 to 85 days before harvest. So right here in July, I think my first frost date will be like in November, so I still may have a little time to harvest some from those. All right, so right here I have a total of 4 tomato plants in ground, and all 4 of these are the same varieties that I planted inside of the raised bed, but these took off kind of late, maybe because of the soil in the ground or whatever, so it still needs to be worked. But this one here is our black strawberry, and I've already came and picked out where I wanted to take a cutting from. So basically, I don't know, you probably can see, let's see if we can see right here. Now I'm sure you've seen all the videos before, but I see one from right here that I'm just gonna take what they call a sucker or whatever. I've already cleaned off my my cutters, but I just cut one of those, and even though, look at there, it's got a spider on it. That's what be tearing me up while I'm out here. But so I'll just take one of those and then I'll drop it in the water. Now when it come down to this queen of the night, I was looking for the same thing on this plant and the other one, and it was kind of hard for me to decide where I was gonna get it from because it grows a little bit different. But I found one right here that I'm gonna take, and then I'll just pick these leaves off and I'm gonna put them in the a jar of water. Let me show you what's up. So check it out, these are the cuttings that I just took right here. Now I'm not worried about labeling which one is which, because once they actually grow, I'm going to actually know which plant is which, and I didn't label the ones that's over there now, so I had to figure it out. So I'll take those and put them in water. And just for an example, I had already did a couple of them, actually planning to do it anyway, and these are actually just about ready to put in the ground. Actually, I can go ahead and put them in the ground because you could just drop these in some soil right here, drop these in some wet soil and keep that moist for a little bit, and it'll actually take root. So I'm going to be replacing those plants more than likely, or if they do well, then I won't be replacing them, but this will be a nice little old backup. Now besides those 2, I'm going to be planting some that I hadn't planted already. I'm going to do like a couple of bush cherry tomatoes because they grow pretty fast, right? And I didn't do any cherry tomatoes, fast growing cherry tomatoes this year, so I'm gonna see if I can get a rush on those. All right, so the next thing that I want to work on is this raised bed that I have right here. I just put this shade cloth over it just so it won't dry it out so much. I do water from time to time, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and plant some type of peas here, probably like some purple peas, some cow peas or something like that. That way, I might not even get a nice harvest at the end, but if I get a harvest at all, that'll be great. But I do want to kind of like just have some ground coverage and keep the soil active, you know what I'm saying? So I do know that I said not too long ago that I was going to plant some peas here, and I never really just got to it, but it's time to get to it now because I still have time, right? So now last year I planted peas in this bed over here. This is just one pea plant right here, right, that I just let grow up. I thought it was a purple hull pea, but it's not, and something's already been kind of chewing on them or whatever. Now I was gonna wait till all of them dried out, and this one has dried out, but I'm not sure what type of pea this is, right? So like, I know when I had purple hull peas in there, the hull was really purple and the peas looked a little bit different, but I got these same peas last year. So maybe you guys could tell me what type of peas those are. Now, I don't remember what I planted, but I thought I planted purple hull peas and lima beans or something like that. But those are a little bit different. But yeah, so though, if I can get them to grow like this in this bed right now, we'll have plenty good ground coverage. Plus, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these out there as well. So I just come in with some compost and some topsoil and a little bit of fertilizer that I use, and that should be enough. Like I said, I just want to get some ground coverage in this bed and keep this bed active. That way it don't dry out and it make it even harder for me to get it ready for the next go round. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna have to replant, do a whole reset on, are gonna be the zucchini and the squash. Now this is not squash, these are both zucchini. So you can see right here, these zucchini plants have they pretty much have had it. So that's pretty much it on those. And I'll retry that again. I'm just gonna tell you, I ain't getting not one zucchini or not one squash this year, but I'm gonna keep trying. So I'll pull these up and I'll prepare to try those again. And real quick, there's a plant right here. Let's take a look. This right here, this is a tomato plant. I did it a while ago, just to see, like one of those experiments I was doing. And what I did was, I just took it's a whole lot bigger than it was, and I didn't take care of it. But what I did, I took one of those cuttings from the plant, like you saw me do off the tomato plant earlier, but I didn't put it in water. And I just put it in this 5-gallon bucket with soil, and it took off. But I don't know if I'm gonna leave that one there. I may, because it's growing, but I'm gonna have to trim it up and take care of it, which that's something I didn't do. All right, so if you're still here with me, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help your boy grow. You know I appreciate it. And if you've already subscribed, you know I appreciate you too. I've learned over a couple of years that gardening in July is kind of rough and everything is not gonna be perfect, so you have to learn to adjust. So for me, only thing I do is I just come out here, keep prepping, keep planting, keep cleaning up, and keep moving. So the next thing that I'm planning on planting in the garden, which I'm not gonna do right now, kind of like with the squash and zucchini, I'm gonna wait till probably late July, early August, depending on the heat that we're getting at that time. But I think I will go ahead and start the seeds indoors. Now, that's gonna be my cucumber plants. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cucumber plants, and I've had some cucumbers off of them, but not like I had the year before. And over in my bed where I have the cucumbers, I thought I planted cucumbers. I thought I transplanted some cucumbers from a volunteer plant, and it wasn't cucumber. So let's take a look at that. Now I'm just gonna tell you, this spot right here is probably one of the most unproductive spots that I have in the garden. As you can see, there's weeds everywhere, and I hadn't been coming in here pulling up any weeds because I didn't want to disturb all of the vines. But what I was telling you about was these things right here. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants of these, which I think are honeydew, but they've been this size for a long time. And so it's time just to clean those up. I thought they were something different, but they're not. The honeydews are actually big. I'm gonna show you guys. So keep in mind, these are the honeydews that I transplanted from what I'm gonna show you in a minute. So these stopped growing, and I know it's because of the soil. So that's partially on me. So again, I'm gonna have to come in, clean up all of the weeds or whatever. And this is where I'm gonna actually plant cucumbers at. So I did, let's see if I can get my hand in there. I did get some cucumbers off of this. So there's one right there. I'll come out and get it later on. It's just laying on the ground, and even on the other side. But let me show you real quick what these look like growing in another space. All right, so this is just real quick. This is the honeydews that I transplanted over there. Look how big that one is. So that's one. Look like another one is growing in there. It is. That's 2. And then we're gonna move on over. There's a 3rd one growing. Even the watermelon growing in there too, but I think that's done it too. Oh, and yeah, so this is my other 2 cucumber plants. You can see they're pretty much done. I got one more cucumber to get off of here. See if we get the camera to focus. Got one more to get off of there, and that's probably gonna be it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out, and then we'll get ready for another round of cucumbers. All right, so that's pretty much it for my July garden prep and plan, besides coming in and finish putting over some shade cloth. Now, I did go ahead and put like a 12x8 shade cloth over my main area, and right behind me, all these plants right here, my peppers, like the cucumbers that I have here, the peppers and the eggplants and so forth, I actually put them on this fence because I know it gets more shade at the end of the day, but I'm still gonna have to come in. I guess that's probably gonna be maybe 4 feet by 12 feet or something like that to put a shade cloth over this as well. So what that's gonna do for me is that's gonna help me make sure my peppers and everything else make it through the summertime, through the rest of this heat. That way in the fall, that in the fall, the peppers and all that, they start reproducing again and doing pretty good. So really, like I said, that's it for the July planting and prep. I'll get those done, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and harvest as much as I can. So go ahead and hang out with your boy. This just gonna be some extra content. I might as well get it done while I'm out here. So I hadn't did a harvest video with you guys in a while, so check it out. Let's keep it moving. So I got a bunch of them like this that's already messed up. We'll come back and get those later. Alright y'all, that's pretty much it. We took another step of doing our next round of gardening. I was able to harvest everything that I could, and all of the damaged things that's still on there, I'll pull those off and put them in the compost, and we'll keep everything moving. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with your boy. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. I'll holler at you.